Hello and welcome to a tutorial or a more of a feature overview of Crafty Control 3.1 Final. Um, there's been a lot of changes and updates to 3.1. I realized the other day that we have not made a video to cover these, so we're going to do that now. First off, the website has been completely rebuilt, as you can see. If you didn't know what it looked like before, just imagine a dumpster that's on fire, and that would be a pretty accurate representation of what we had. It is much better now. It's a single page. It's much easier to navigate with these buttons up here, so you can go to download and you can click download and you can go to learn more. There's buttons all over the place, and you people hopefully can read. What is Crafty Controller? It is a product that I've created, let's see, about 8 months ago, I think, and it's programmed purely in Python 3.7. It does work on 3.6. I have seen people get it to run on 3.5. But 3.6 and above is Ubuntu 18.04 and above, so that's like 3 years old. So you should be updated hopefully. It uses Tornado on the back end. It uses some incredibly great password hashing. Stores everything in an SQLite DB, so you don't need to have a database server installed. It uses admin light LTE, and basically its job is to be a puppet master. It will control your Minecraft server for you via a nice web GUI that you can use via your phone. You can use in many other ways. We've got a lot of people in the Discord, and this is why I'm making this video. As you see, it's 2.0. We're on 3.1. So it's probably time to update this. And there's a lot of testimonials, people who say that it's awesome and whatnot, and we've got a pretty large team now of people who are working on it in some way, shape, or form. One of the biggest changes at 3.1 is the fact that we are doing languages as well, so that you can have Crafty in your native language, which is awesome. We have several different downloads available. Mac people will be using the Linux one, because Bash is Bash. If you want to test it out on Windows, you can use our portable. And our portable installer is literally you just unzip it and run. And that's it. It's that simple. If you want to use the Windows installer, you can. This is a rolling release, so it is more up to date than the portable version. This has a Python installer and everything all jammed into one. McGaming built that, and we have a lot of other frequently asked questions like, will it run my server? Pretty much yes. If it runs on a jar, Crafty will run it. There is a new version that we are working on called Crafty Commander. Commander will run also Bedrock and some of the cool things that are happening with that. And yes, it is 100% free. It will always be free. And life is good because it's free. You can help by contacting us on the Discord and whatnot. So with that all said, I'm going to now go back to, now we are on, I run a data center. For those of you who don't know, Rent My Data Center is mine. We sell servers, we sell VPSs, we sell dedicated boxes, we sell domains, web pages, pretty much everything. We're pretty cool. Anyway, so this is the Crafty login page. Once you've started Crafty, this will be the login page for you. It shows any current servers that are running and a quick update. The cool thing is this is kind of like a mini status page. So your players can go here and they can look and see kind of how the server's going and doing and how many players are online without ever actually hopping into Minecraft. We're going to pause the video for a second, and we're going to log in. So now that we've put in our password, which you can see is rather long, we're going to sign in, and we will be greeted with the dashboard. So the dashboard here shows the host CPU, and then of course individual CPU and usage of all of your servers. So it shows total amount of used RAM as a percentage as well as raw values. Same with your your root hard drive. Now this only shows the actual root hard drive, so if you have multiple drives with different partitioning and whatnot, it's not going to show here. Our new version of Commander will show every single drive you have. Commander's not available right now, before anyone asks. We are building it. It will be awesome. It will be better. But right now, it is. Anyway, so number of servers, you can have as many servers in Crafty as your machine can handle, which is awesome. There's no player limits. There's no server limits. You can do whatever you want for as long as you want, as much as you can. We'll start over here on the side. So, of course, this is the dashboard. Let's go to the config page, and you will see that we have a historical data capture. So basically every 60 minutes, it will automatically do a poll to find out what system stats you have currently. Also, it will do a poll to show you, I just realized that my API key is now hanging out there for everyone to see. I need to change that. Anyway, so it'll have the server poll there, and it will basically graph your processor usage, your memory usage, and also your number of players. You can change the web port here. It's 8000 because 443 and 80 require root on Linux. Whoops, that was a mistake. So we always go on 8000. You can do an Nginx proxy in front of this if you wanted, do proxy paths and all that jazz. Under language here, currently we're under English, but of course you can choose any of them. And here you can reload your settings and reload the web server from the command prompt here. We'll keep historical data for 2 days. There's my API key for the world to see. And we have one user defined. So if we go to users, you can see that we have just the admin user. You can't really change any of this because you have to have at least an admin user. Adding a user is very easy. Cool person will be the username. And that's their password now. Just like that. If you go back to users, you'll see cool person here who is set up as a mod. You can change these roles, so you can change who they are, if they're able to back up, if they're staff. Mod pretty much can only monitor. And these are defaults. You can actually change all this with our built-in role manager. Let's delete this guy because we don't need him. Yes, I want to delete him. So under roles, you can set and choose all of these, and you can give control however you wish. Now this affects all servers, so if someone had controls, they would have controls over all my servers. Commander will have per server permissions, so you can actually give someone just permissions over one server, which would be really great for those who host Minecraft servers for other people. Anyway, so let's go into our server thing. So to create a server, all you do is hit the little plus button down here, and we'll call it my new server. That's fine. And there's our server, and there's our jar, and there's our memory, and then we auto start or not, and we click create server. That'll create a server. I'm not going to do that right now because I just don't want to. So here you can see all of our other servers. This is our play server. This is a public server for anyone to join. It's running paper 15. I'll probably update this here soon. There's the IP address you can hit, and there's that. You can, of course, you see the message of the day. You see the server type, when it was started. It's been running for several days now. Auto start is enabled. That little blip and refresh you see is because this page refreshes every minute to give you more up-to-date data. So we can go to details here, and you can see that the server auto start is true. There's a 10-second delay, and the world name is world. This is how big your world is. You can update your jar if you had a URL specified. We don't have one. Here you can see that historical data there, and it's recently been cleared. But you can see that the processor usage was really small, and the memory and the players, and all that stuff. You can destroy the world right here. It'll actually stop the server for you and automatically delete things. And we have a little bug here I need to fix. I see that now. Make a note of that, definitely. I need to definitely make a copy of that. And let's do mousepad and put that there so I'll remember. So anyway, this also will do updates for you as well. So you can have an update here. Let's say we wanted paper. So we can go back to details, and now you see the URL is there, and we can click update server. It'll stop the server, update the jar, creating a backup for you, and automatically start it for you. Here you can undo that. So if you have a buggy server for some reason, you can revert back to the previous jar you had, and it'll do it all automatically. So server updates are pretty easy to roll out here. Of course, number of players and all that's per server. You can see here that this is using 1.8 gig, this is using 1.9 gig, and if you add those up, you see that this doesn't work 100% correctly, and that is a known issue. Over the course of about 15 or so days, the scheduler kind of bombs out. So I do recommend restarting Crafty about once a week if you can. I am fixing this. This is going to be fixed, and I believe it may already be fixed. Let me go check for updates here. Yeah, see, I'm on alpha, and this has been fixed. I'm not up to date. I need to fix that. But anyway, so 3.1 final is on snapshots. This is snapshot is version 2. Beta and master are still on 1. Subversions are cool because they're just little tweaks to the code. Also, one of the great things that we've added is under admin, you can see Crafty's dark side. Dark mode. Yes, that's right. No more burning your retinas with the stark whiteness. And this goes throughout the whole thing. So let's go to terminal now. And this is your terminal. And it's only the last 100 lines or so in your terminal. But you can actually do things like say, cool thing. And it'll actually say the cool thing. So you can issue commands right here. Let's go back to our dashboard. And we can go to logs. And you can see all of the logs. And we only see 500 lines because I don't want to stream a 10 meg file to your browser. Any errors or warnings will come down here. It'll even show you the line number that it's on. You can go to Crafty log, and you can see all of the things that Crafty is doing in the background. So you can easily see what's happened. And you can even see like starting commands and whatnot that gets issued. It's pretty verbose when it comes to the logging. You can even see errors, right? Scheduler, you can see when the scheduler is running and firing. You can see under access log who's accessed what pages, right, and their IP address. So we're going to go quickly because my IP address is just hanging there. And you can also search your logs for something like, that's a terrible idea, thread. Cool. So you can now click on search results and you see the cool thing. Yeah, let's go back to our dashboard and let's go to backups. And so here are our backups. If you want to back up now, you can just click backup now. Or if you want, you can click the backup config. Maximum age, we're going to keep 7 days worth of backups, and that's where we're going to save our backup. Do not save the backups to the folder that your server is in, because as it is backing up, it will back up your backup that it's currently creating. And if you've ever seen the movie Inception, it's like that. It's like backing up a backup of a backup of a backup, and you'll run out of hard drive space pretty quickly. I think I may have coded around this. I'm not 100% certain. But you can click backup everything, or you can click just individual things. Just that easy. Hit save down here. Let's go back to our, here I don't want to do anything. So we can just click backup now, and it'll actually back up real time. It'll let you know the task has been started. And poof, there you go, new backup. And notice it's much smaller because we aren't doing the whole thing. We're just doing a few things in here, right? We're not getting the server jar or any of that. Let's go back to our dashboard. And you can go to task, and you can schedule tasks, such as every 15 minutes. Say the server is hosted at my data center. You can back up every 12 hours, and it'll do that automatically. You can also have it stop the server, start the server, and issue commands on the fly. You've got many different options for doing scheduling. There's all kinds of things you can do. Also files. We used to have an FTP server that was built into here, but FTP is crap, so I got rid of it. Instead, you can do everything via the web GUI, and I don't like the way this looks in dark mode. That's just a personal preference. It's hard to read, so I'm sorry for your eyes. But here you can click on your folder, and you can go into your cache. You can then, of course, click here to click in and out of things. So you can go into your world, and you can go into data, and you can click back to Minecraft, and it will take you back to Minecraft server, to your root directory. From here, you can go into Minecraft again, and here you can go to your server permissions, and there are nothing in there. Sorry, my mistake. Let's go to the EULA. So there's your EULA. Yay, wonderful. Something a little more interesting. Where's my properties at? Let's do a search. So you can click that, and here are all your properties. Commander will have a much better interface here. We're going to have line numbers, we're going to have syntax highlighting, we're going to have all kinds of cool stuff. But here you can change everything about your file, and you can hit save. And then, of course, clear this out, and all your files are back. You can delete files on the fly by clicking delete. You can upload, you can create a new file or a new folder from right here. You can upload a file. You can upload a zip file. If you upload a zip file and then click on that zip file, it will extract it for you. How cool is that? So that's file management, and yes, that's pretty much everything except for this edit button. So how do you start and stop your servers? Up here, of course, you play, stop, reload, and then edit. So these are all the config options for your server. Here, you can't rename it right now. Commander will have that fixed. Here you can do your server path, your jar, your max memory, your minimum memory, all of those arguments that people like to have, you can put them all right in here. Anything after, you can put in after. You can even change the path to your Java, because I understand people have multiple Javas installed sometimes. You can auto start the server here. So when the program starts up, it'll automatically start your server, and you can put in a delay. This allows you to stagger your server loads. So you can have, if you're running like a Bungie network, for instance, you can have Bungie start first at 10 seconds and then wait. And then in 20 seconds, you can have your lobby start up, because maybe your lobby is pretty small. And then maybe that takes like 45 seconds to load. So then you can say at 60 seconds, go ahead and start up your first server, let that load, and you can stagger them out. The priority stuff, it works. Doesn't work well, in all honesty, and it's being removed in Commander. You can just use the delays to do that. Crash detection. This is cool. So if Crafty detects that your server has crashed, your process has died, it will automatically start it for you. Now, if you have a server that is bugged and it crashes every 10 seconds, Crafty will keep track of that. And after the 4th time trying to start it, if it starts and immediately dies, it will, at 4 times, just give up, because it's not going to just heat your server up for no reason. So it'll do that. It'll throw an error and it'll let you know that it's not going to start back up. Here you can change your server IPs. Here you can change your port numbers, and you need to stop the server before you can delete it. That's just protection against things. And of course, you can see your whole launch string here, and you can see kind of an idea, a quick overview of what's going on. And if you edited this, for instance, to say all that and hit save, you'll now see under edit all of your wonderful stuff about the garbage collection and all that jazz. And then you can go to your server and you can just restart it by clicking the restart button, just like that. And it'll let you know that, hey, it's stopped, it's restarting your server. And notice it went automatically to the console so that you can watch it do its thing. Because most people want to watch that server load up and make sure things are good. If you're tired of it always scrolling to the bottom, you can check this box to kind of lock where it's at. It'll continue to load things below it, and you can scroll manually. But we automatically scroll to the bottom because we assume that you want to watch this kind of like a terminal screen. So this is still loading and doing its things, and you see that auto scroll. We can check that box, and now we can scroll however we want, and we can uncheck it, and it'll kick us back down to the bottom. And yeah, that's pretty much all of command controller. Sorry. Uh, so here you can see your check updates. You can click here to download the latest, and that'll take you to my website, which you can turn around and download. This has been a very long video, but it's been very comprehensive of everything that controller does. Sorry, I keep saying commander because I've got that on the brain. Documentation, we do have a full wiki, which is here. So you can see your install guides. You can use the install script if you wish. If you want to download it like that, you can just simply do a one-liner and it'll do the things. Let's see. Of course, you can join the Discord. We have about 475 people, I think, in the Discord right now. And of course, changing your password is very obvious here. I'm pretty up on the whole security thing. I'm a security architect in real life, as they say. So I do cybersecurity for a living. So when it comes to security and this kind of stuff, it's a big deal to me. Now, the only thing that is a bit of an issue is you see this whole not secure thing. That's because we're using a self-signed certificate. The certificate is correct. It is valid. However, there is no third party involved in your certificate, so it's going to give you a privacy warning. You can get around that very easily by just simply hitting continue. And all that means is that while the data is encrypted back and forth, there is no certificate authority. Now, you can use a Let's Encrypt certificate. Crafty, inside the files, there is a folder called certs under the web directory, and you can change your certs there. And when you reload the web server, you will then be using a Let's Encrypt or whatever certificate you purchased. Several people have done this. It's not that hard. You literally just change some files over, and Crafty will detect those files are there, and it will not delete them and reload them. So it'll use the ones you put in there. Anyway, this has been a very long video. I'm sorry. Hope this answered all the questions about the things, and hope you enjoy. Keep updating, keep watching, because we've got some cool stuff coming out here soon. Thanks. Bye.